Hello, I'm Larry Wagner from Leave the Key Homebuyers. Today I want to discuss selling a home with or without a realtor. People don't realize that one in every five homes, 20% of the homes in the U.S., are sold without a realtor. People think everyone uses one. They don't. And quite frankly, every year, the number's getting higher and higher. So the question is, why would people want to not use a realtor in a sale? Selling a house comes along with tremendous amount of stress. Making your house ready for showings is a stressful activity in itself. Are you going to paint? Are you going to change carpets? What are you going to do? And so on. But in addition to that, once your house is ready for showings, then you have to keep it ready. If you're a family with children, whatever the case, you want a life. Houses get messy. When you're showing a house, it can't be messy. Also, you want a faster closing. Selling on the market, you have no idea how long a closing will take. Once you finally go through the whole process of getting the house ready for selling, doing showings, having a realtor do showings, and finding a buyer, having the buyer then do inspections, you may be asking for repairs and so on, then you have that to deal with, more cost out of pocket. And additionally, you lose control. You want to have flexibility. One of the main reasons I think people work with people like us, cash buyers, is they have a lot more control. When we say we're going to buy a house, we'll buy it whenever you want us to buy it. If you say you want to sell it, you want us to buy it in 27 weeks from now, we'll buy it in 27 weeks from now on a Tuesday afternoon. That's fine with us. You can't do that with a retail buyer. So that's important. Also, people want to avoid commissions. They don't feel the realtors necessarily earning their commissions, especially if we're in a market where houses are selling pretty quickly. So in this video, we're going to guide you through two ways to sell your house without a realtor. One is you can sell it to an investor like us. The second one is you can do a FSBO, or for sale by owner. So why should you consider working with an investor? Well, as I said a moment ago, it's the least stressful way. If you call Leave the Key Homebuyers, we come out to see your home. We literally make you an offer at that moment. And if you like the offer, you can go to contract. And in 24 hours, we could be in full contract. You don't have to do any repairs because we buy the house as is. You don't have to do any staging. You don't have to do any showings. It's simple. You're done. It could literally be one visit and your house is sold. The steps to selling to an investor. How do you go about the process? You call somebody like us. We determine over the phone if we're the right fit. If we are, we set up a visit. It could be same day, next day. We do all of our homework prior to the visit, which is why we're able to make you an offer once we see the house. We just adjust our offer based on what we see. Also, when we make an offer, there's no obligation. We make an offer, you like it, you take it, you don't like it. No hard feelings. We just part company friends. Sometimes the sellers don't have an attorney. We have attorneys we recommend who have tremendous reputations, or you use your own attorney. We prefer you use your own, but if you don't, we have attorneys available for you. And we can close whenever you are ready. As I said, if you're waiting for your kid to finish school in June, whatever it is, you're waiting for your daughter to get married and move out of the house, or you're just waiting for your house to be built down in Florida, doesn't matter to us. We're not selling our house to move into your house. So there's not that chain reaction that if you want to postpone the closing, we have to postpone our closing as we're selling our house, and it becomes a chain reaction. You don't have that when you sell to a cash buyer. But now let's talk about the other option, an FSBO, a for sale by owner. I don't see as many of those as I used to, but it's around. And the advantage to that, in my opinion, there's really only two, and it's questionable about the second, but you have full control. No one's telling you what to list your house for. No one's guiding you, which could be a good and a bad thing. But you have control over who you let in your house, what offers you accept, and how you list your house, what pictures you use in your listings, and so on. The other thing is you get to negotiate on your own, which is a positive reason, but not everybody wants to do that. So if you're the kind of person that likes to buy a car, which requires negotiation, you may be the guy who likes to sell your own house. But that's something that most people don't want to do. So what should you know if you're going to do a FSBO, again, a for sale by owner? We believe that'll probably, if you're good at it, yield you the highest price, the highest sale price for the house if you know how to negotiate and negotiate well. And there's a very good chance your buyer will be represented by a real estate agent who will be helping the buyer negotiate against you who does this for a living. If you are not willing to let another agent show your house, you're limiting your buying pool tremendously. And with the new rules, that agent may or may not ask you for a commission. So just be aware of that. But if you're doing a FSBO, you're your own agent, meaning you have to handle, if you want to stage the house, you have to hire a photographer to do professional pictures if you want to do it right. You have to do your own market research to see how much you want to sell the house for. That's probably the single most important thing you can do. You have to learn how to market your house, MLS listings, social media, yard signs, and there's so many things you could be doing, open houses and whatnot. Also, you have to understand the local laws and know what kind of documents you need. Buying a house is complicated, and especially here in New York, even more so, I believe. You then have to have strangers come through your house with no one there to screen them through. It's up to you to screen the people coming through your house. Also, you're conducting the showings, which means you're listening to a lot of people say things about your house. They're either murmuring them under their breath to each other, or they are saying it out loud, not concerned about offending you in any way, shape, or form. You'll see both types of buyers. So after that, you then have to, again, start reviewing the offers if you're lucky enough to have multiples, and then negotiate those offers. And after that, you have to manage the contract and the closing process. You will hire an attorney, but you have a realtor does do quite a bit of that before it gets to the attorney. So just be aware of all those things. Selling, again, FSBO for a sale by owner will yield you the most money if you're good at it, but it doesn't come without a price. And so typically you have to be aware when you're selling a house on a retail level, whether it's by yourself or through a realtor, it takes months. It could be 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. It depends on the market we're in at the time. And quite frankly, it depends on your specific house, how it shows, how well you're showing it, and so on. Do you live in a corner lot people think is desirable, but you have no backyard? Do you live in earshot of the expressway or the parkways and so on? All that stuff makes a difference. And you may not know how impactful it is if you have road noise in your backyard. You're used to it, but your potential buyers are not. So just be aware. You have to know how to adjust your price for it. Again, you have to know how to market, you have to know how to negotiate, and you have to have legal knowledge. When you work with an investor, you can close fast. You can close whenever you want. There's no hassles. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to know how to market, how to stage, what to fix up. None of that. You're done. And when I compare selling on your own to an investor sale, I consider it to be like going to the supermarket versus going to a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant, you know that you're paying more for the food. If you order spaghetti meatballs and you make spaghetti meatballs at home, it probably cost you, I don't cook, I'm going to say $4. I'm making that number up. But if you go to a restaurant, it's going to cost you $18. You're paying $14 above and beyond the cost of ingredients because you want the convenience of being able to know you can walk in, have a meal, walk out. There's no shopping, no food preparation, no cleanup, and so on. The same thing applies to a FSBO versus selling to an investor. FSBO is going to the supermarket and doing your own cooking. An investor sale, working with someone like me, is like going to a restaurant. There's a time and a place for both. You don't have every meal at a restaurant, but some of them you do. So what we recommend is, if you need to sell quickly, selling to an investor is your best bet. So check out our free resources. We have the complete guide to selling your home fast. You can download it in the description below. If you're looking to sell, you can visit us at leavethekey.com.